What's up, people? Good morning. Hello, it is Wednesday, hump day, and it is, yes, I'm here at the Morning Night Live. As people start just rolling in, as I poured my cup of coffee this morning and thought about what my stream was going to be about, I completely forgot that it's Earth Day. Happy Earth Day, people. I have my, what's that called? Something free form reparations, something coffee in hand. And it is delicious. So we're going to talk a little bit about perspective today. We'll start with that. And then there's some COVID news. And then I just got some random headlines I'm going to go through. And we'll do our regular thing on the Morning Night Live. But first, I got to play the intro because I got to go warm up my coffee. So, see you back in a minute. Bing. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America. It's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, PDawg Night. And stop the music, start the music, whatever. Stop the music. There we go. I didn't quite make it back in time, but I brought the coffee with me, so I'll just pour myself some right here, and we'll just start the show. So, a little perspective. Let's talk a little perspective. If you saw the thumbnail for this show, you'll see a tweet. Whoa! And we've got our first super chat of the day from, this is Kyle. Thank you, sir. Hello, chat people and PDawg. Now, I said that in a weird cadence. I don't know. Hello, chat people and PDawg. Thank you. This is Kyle. Good morning. And if you want to be part of the show, a permanent part of this particular show, you can always throw something in the tip jar and I'll read whatever you type in there for the most part. I may edit just for family-friendly content because I'm always so fucking family-friendly. Oh, wow. If I was monetized, this show would already be demonetized just because of that. But anyway, so a little perspective. We've been talking a lot about the coronavirus and our country's response to the coronavirus, and people mentioned about it slow, fast, or whatever. And so I had this tweet this morning. Oh, I should probably tell people we're here. Let me just do a couple clicks here. Bam, and there's that one. Bam. I just realized I didn't click on the tweets. On the Twitter machine today, I put a little tweet out there talking about perspective and regarding the, people are saying, oh, this country didn't react fast enough. Trump did this, Trump did that. It's his fault. He's responsible. He's got blood on his hands. And I've been talking about this, but I really never put the actual numbers together. So as I was preparing for this, someone had already put this in a nice format. So I just took his format and put it in perspective. So as of today, this morning, just before the show, according to worldometer.info, which is the tracker that I use, the U.S. population, which is roughly 328 million people, has 819,321 cases of COVID-19, the coronavirus illness. And we've had 45,355 deaths. It's awful. And it's just, right now, it is what it is. I mean, it's a terrible thing. Now, if you take Spain, Italy, France, Germany, the UK combined, their population, 323 million roughly, to our 328 million. So roughly close to same. This is apple to apples comparison. You combine their cases, 828,206 compared to our 819,321. Deaths, 89,600 compared to our 45,355. Now, this is not, as I wrote in my subsequent tweet, and I'll probably be adding to it, it's not a statement about who has a better response or worse response. I mean, if you take Germany out of there and just take the 4 countries, there's still about 85,000 deaths. Now the case numbers would be smaller, but it's not. But see, this isn't about who reacted the best and who reacted the fastest, who did this and who did that. What it's about is this is something that's happening all over the world. And so when the people here are trying to pin this entire thing on President Trump, well, if you use those numbers, you'd be like, oh, well, gee, Trump did a great job. But I don't think there's a great job to be had in this. Everyone worked off the information they had at the time, and they've done their best with it. And everyone in our country, from the president to his task force, to the governors, to the health people in different states, to the people doing the work in the hospitals, and everything else. It's just a case where everyone's doing their best, and you can't go, this is their fault. There's only one country that I'm willing to say is at fault for that, and everyone knows who that is. Yeah, China. And so however this turns out in the end, and it can get worse. I think Jay sent me something I'll check out what Jay sent me, because he sent me something that says that this could be quite a bit worse. Let's see. Check on the numbers during. Is it Jay? Did you put it? If you're here, Jay, did you put it in the? Did you put it in the hashtag? I don't see it here. Let's check the hashtag here. Here, we'll go to PDK News. But especially look, we're getting into those summer months, right? In this latitude, okay, of the world, and most of these worst places are in our latitude, basically in the similar weather pattern countries, right? So as we get into the warmer months in the northern hemisphere, there is evidence that sunlight destroys the virus, so there's not going to be as much, there won't be as much transmission, at least outdoors, if that's where some of it's happening. But you're gonna lose some of the virus. But the problem is that this is going to come back again around the same time flu season hits. So you're going to have more cases late in the fall when it starts getting colder again, and it's going to be combined with our normal flu season. Now, who knows how much of this year's flu season? Oh, thank you. Who knows how much our past flu season may have included some of these, because they're finding out in some places that there are cases they didn't know about, but they're finding now. For example, in California, they now have found a case during an autopsy, a person from February 6th who had COVID-19. Now, we don't necessarily know if that's what they died from, but they during the autopsy of this person, they found out that this person had it as early as February 6th. So, that means there are people in California who had this in January too. Now, we know there was the case in Washington in this January. We know there's the case in Chicago at the end of January, where we had our own. Oh no, I think our first known human transmission was in early February. But it's gonna get either they're gonna combine this in the fall during the flu season and call everything a COVID-19 death, or either way, there's going to be a heavy toll on our hospital facilities and things like that if that continues. So, hopefully they find some different mitigating treatments that will, make it have a less effect on people. Hopefully, it's going to take a while for them before they get a vaccine for it. And who knows even if a vaccine is going to work. But again, we just got to keep it perspective. If someone's going to say, well, Trump acted too late. Well, let's compare to the rest of the world. Apparently, all those countries that I named before, every single one of them has what? Some form of nationalized health care, right? And we don't. And yet, in general, we're doing better than they are. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. You just don't know. But I wasn't making an argument for that either. Okay? It's what the argument is when someone's bitching about Trump and you wasted all February, which he didn't. That's just stupid. You can go, well, let's look at the rest of the world. Let's compare. And let's just say that this is not something that has an easy answer. It's just not. And so let's stop making this about who did what, and let's make more about how do we fix it for ourselves? How do we get our country moving again? How do we protect people who are vulnerable to this particular disease? And stop bitching. Okay, let's just stop bitching. Let's get it back together. All right, real quick. I did have another super chat via the Streamlabs link in the description from Harry Sack. Thank you, Harry Sack, with the 556. This booty shake brought to you by TissuePlus.com for all your home delivery toilet paper needs. Go to TissuePlus.com. Is that a real thing? Okay, come on now. Let me look this up. Tissue Plus. If this is real, I'm going to get a good laugh. TissuePlus.com. TissuePlus.com. It's, oh my God! This is real! TissuePlus.com. Yes, that booty shake brought to you by TissuePlus.com. Made in the USA. In stock. Shipped fast. No more grocery store battle royale. Get toilet paper delivered to your door every month. Oh my goodness. The Tissue of the Month Club. Wait a minute. I got to shop Tissue Plus. I hit the shop button just to see if it's real. A monthly box of toilet paper just for you. Made in the USA. In stock. Shipped fast. Whether you're ordering for yourself or you and your neighbor, we will make sure to stay stocked with the finest toilet paper manufactured in the USA. Hell yeah. All right. Oh my God. $599 annually, 24 rolls a month, premium soft quality. My wife prefers the premium strong quality though, not the soft. She prefers the strong. She gets mad when I buy the soft. She likes the strong. She wants that shit to, well, no pun intended. She wants that shit to work. Or better yet, she wants it to work that shit. Oh, bum. All right. Okay, that is real. Thank you, Harry Sack, for the $5.56. Again, also check when you go to do, if you're going to do a tip in the tip jar today, check out the options. There's several options of many different little alerts you can put popping on the thing. For example, which one did you do? You did the booty shake one. Oh, there it is. That's the one. Yeah, that's that's I call that the Twerkin Mamacita. Yes, and she's doing her thing. All right, let's say good morning to everybody so I can get the show actually going here. First of the show today in the chat was Mr. Stabbin' Joe Scarborough, who gets the bell. And please don't stab anybody today. Good morning also to Grillin' Pirate Pete, Wikipedia Snippet, Gunfox 61, Cindy Rochelle, Sheagrath, Renee Miete, then I say it wrong every time, Mike Savage, Blarg. Also, hello, Jay Wolf, Donatello Slapafellow, Tyler F., Adam Richard Cracked, Adam Richard and Cracked, not Adam Richard Cracked. Adam Richard, you did not crack. It's someone after you called Cracked. Also, good morning to D.I. Freighter. I'm getting there. Kevin Stillwell. I'm scrolling. Cynical Lindsay. Adam Richard, I said already. Okay, Lennon McCartney 2.0. Oh, a bunch of my hard bastard friends are popping over. By the way, and someone mentioned this in the chat. I think I've got everyone in the. Oh, good morning, Sean DW, and I got Wikipedia stated. So the other day, I'm watching Hard Bastard stream, and I think he was on this particular subject. I'm not sure now. Come to think of it, but it's Miette, you heathen. Thank you, Sean. Miette. Well, okay, because the phonetic spelling that they gave me before didn't. Okay, I got it now. It's Miette. Okay. And good morning, Beelan Bobby and TC Ball. So, all right. So I'm watching Hard Bastard stream the other night, and he's just rolling along. And all of a sudden, I think he was on this particular topic of the COVID corona apocalypse. And all of a sudden, bam, his stream's gone. Just yeet, gone. Now, fortunately, he does stream also on a couple other platforms. And so I just went out and checked over on D Live, and he kind of restarted over there. But yeah, just completely, just all of a sudden, his stream is poof, gone. They deleted him mid-stream. Now, I don't think he got a strike or anything. I didn't really check to see if he was going yesterday. But then I started hearing about Sujin Shishki, whatever her name is, the YouTube head honcho. And apparently she was on Brian Stelter the other day. And she was talking about how, yes, most of our news that we allow on YouTube is coming from authoritative sources. But if there's anyone put out information, we're doing our best to get rid of anything with. You couldn't find him yesterday. Okay, yeah, I don't think he broadcast on YouTube yesterday, Cindy. I think he might. For all I know, he might be going exclusively on D Live, although he didn't tweet anything about it, so I'm not sure. But Susan Wojcicki, whatever the hell her name is. Oh, hi, this is Kyle too. You were in the chat, but you did do the super chat, and I do appreciate you. And Chi-Town J, Jack Fernstrom, no room for squares. All right, this is nothing. What a biological and economical attack by the UN and all the corporate oligarchs behind it. We need harsh military action against them before they spread more deadlier forms. Interesting. That's an interesting take. If you have anything more, please put something in the PDK News hashtag on Twitter if you're on Twitter. Okay, so Susan Wojcicki from YouTube said on Brian Stelter's show that she was going to, that YouTube was going to start taking down anything that they consider fake news. She didn't use that term, but in particular, she mentioned that they were going to take down things that contradicted the I'm doing it slowly on purpose, just so no one knows I'm talking about it. Oh! if you contradicted the you know, what I just said there, those 3 letters that spell who, they're going to take down things that contradict that particular organization. And I'm thinking to myself, hasn't that particular organization that spells out who, haven't they pretty much contradicted themselves over and over and over about what's happening with this particular corona apocalypse? I mean, they've had plenty of misinformation out there, but they're talking about taking out misinformation from little old me or anyone out here like me. Now, look, I don't give misinformation. I just give opinions, and I give you actual numbers like where'd it go? What the hell? Oh, yeah, like this. Again, a little perspective, people. A little perspective. The CHO. Yeah, I'll start using the CHO because they seem to have a certain penchant for deference to China. But, you know, I don't care. I just want, you know what, right now, I just want this shit to go away, and we'll parse it out later. What if the CDC contradicts the WHO? Yeah! What if they do? Are they going to... Well, the CDC doesn't have a YouTube channel, but still, I don't think it's Susan's job to be taking down anyone's opinions. Are you harming anybody? But I know, like, you know, Facebook has taken down those groups that were organizing protests in various states. Now, it's funny, they're taking down... Facebook's taking down them having protests because they're going against certain guidelines that the states have. But I really don't remember when they would ever take down, because you know how YouTube used to be really proud of themselves for being a place people could organize their protests and shit. And I know that a few of those protests in the last several years for various causes sometimes organized protests to block freeways. Now, I'm pretty sure that the government authorities weren't out there condoning blocking freeways, and yet Facebook wasn't taking down any protest planning that were regarding blocking freeways. So, I just realized I'm a little bit remiss here. Today, the music of the day is going to be Latin style. Now, this one starts out kind of slow and it's going to seem kind of boring, but hang on, I got to start that over. Here, let's start that over. There we go. This should be pleasing in the background if you can hear it. I don't know. Hopefully you can. It seems kind of mellow to start. In fact, it's very nice storytelling music, but I don't really have a story to tell. But I do have some people to thank. Thank you, Tyler F. Thank you, Lennon Sidious. Thank you, Cindy Rochelle. And thank you, Jay Wolf. The first 3 for tweeting out the show. You can do that too. Right down there. Twitter, Mindscab, at PDawg Night. And thank you, Jay Wolf, for retweeting my tweet about the perspective, because perspective is very important. So, by the way, Jay Wolf, I'm trying to check the hashtag. It's going to get work. You did hashtag PDawg Night. Let me see that. PDawg hashtag PDawg. Is that what you did? Okay. Oh, I never realized my son wished me happy birthday on my birthday. Okay. Oh, that was from 2015. No wonder. Okay. No, it's not on the PDQ hashtag. I'm looking. Let me scroll down here, Jay. Oh, that's because I'm not in the latest. Duh. That makes sense. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is interesting. Good. Let's check out this article. Okay, we're gonna do this one. I even though we're going a little bit to the hashtag a little early. I saw this earlier today too, and it's kind of disgusts me actually. RNC Chair McDaniel says Democrats use coronavirus as an excuse to try eliminating safeguards against election fraud. Imagine an election where a ballot is sent to a person regardless of eligibility, signed by someone else, picked up and delivered by a campaign operative, and still counted. If Democrats got their way, this is what would happen in Nevada this June and nationwide in November. Now, this is what they do in California. It's called ballot harvesting. It's really dirty, and that's how all the former Republican seats in Congress, except for I think the only one to survive was Nunes. This is how they got most of the Republican seats in Congress turned in California. Democrats have sued Nevada in an attempt to block the state from enforcing election laws on the books in their upcoming primary. Their demands: Nevada must suspend its prosecution of ballot harvesters, where the practice is illegal, and refuse to allow election officials to verify signatures on ballots, contrary to state law. They claim this basic check to see whether a ballot is from the same voter who signed up to vote is not needed to ensure the integrity of the election. This is the Democrat standard for integrity in elections. First red flag should have been that it's Mark Elias and Perkins Coie who are doing the suing. If you need a refresher, Perkins Coie is the Democratic firm paid by the Hillary Clinton campaign that hired Fusion GPS to dig up dirt on Donald Trump in 2016. They failed, but still compiled a dossier full of foreign solicited lies about Trump and Russia, which was leaked by the Obama intelligence officials to try to sabotage the now president's administration, sow doubt on his election day, and invalidate the votes of 63 million Americans. Not the best track record on integrity. But why wait to sow confusion and doubt after an election when Democrats can do it so before? Wow, that was timing, wasn't it? That is their ongoing campaign to remove voting safeguards through the courts, and now using a pandemic to fundamentally upend the way we vote to further their political aims. Elias and Perkins Coie first threatened to sue Nevada unless the state breaks its own voting laws. You read that, right? In a letter sent to the Secretary of State, Elias demanded election officials throw out signature verification requirements. To Elias and the Democrats, it is okay if a signature on a ballot does not remotely match a voter's registration on file. They claim election officials do not have the necessary expertise to check, even though signature verification is already conducted on every voter registration in Nevada and checked for every voter who shows up at the polls. Voters also have the chance to contact election officials in the event of a mistake. Democrats demand in-person voting be expanded in Nevada after just claiming it was too dangerous to go to the polls in Wisconsin. Last week, Elias called in-person voting a national disgrace. Now, Elias says converting to an all-male election in a matter of weeks is impossible, and voting must be expanded safely in person. Nice of them to catch on the fact that one-size-fits-all nationalized mail-in voting is a bad idea. So anyway, here's the deal. What the hell? Who's this? Hootie. Okay. Okay. Whatever. So anyway, you can use coronavirus to anything if you want to advance some political objectives, right? Right. Anyway, all right. Let's see here. Real quick shill reminder, the show, the Morning Night Live. Oh, by the way, did I even say good morning? Welcome to the Morning Night Live. We're here Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, 2 p.m. GMT. It is Hump Day, Wednesday, April 22nd, 2020. And I'm your host, yours truly, Marty, also known on the internet as PDawg Knight. By the way, you can help the show out by sharing the stream. Hit that share arrow down below, or you can retweet me on Twitter, Minds and Gab. And if you like what we do sometime during the show, hit that like arrow, thumbs up thing down below there, thingy down there. And then also, if you're not subscribed, if you're new here, if you somehow you stumbled across this, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click the bell to make sure that you get notifications. Finally, tip jar is called, well, the stream, blah, 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 blah. We don't have super chats in this show because I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet, and you can help me by sharing the video, but also, if you want to throw something in the tip jar, you can do that by the Streamlabs link in the description down below, or it's in the chat somewhere. In fact, it says right there in the chat, super chat link here, and then there's also another one that says, this show is sponsored by viewers like you. Support this show with your donations and have your super chats read live on the show. You can click one of those links. So, there you go. Tagged you in the article and resent. Okay, because I didn't think that was the article you meant. Credit card signatures are rarely checked, if at all. Yeah, but now, here's the thing. Credit card signatures, everyone has a PIN now. Like, wherever I go buy something, unless it's any amount larger than X number of dollars, you got to hit your PIN number at most places. And that's how they check it at least when I go get gas at the nearest gas station or whatever. So at least you have to verify something. At the credit card company level, at least too many of them to process. Yeah, I think that's why the PIN number system is probably a better thing. Now, I don't know if that works only on credit cards or debit cards. I think they should implement that for credit cards too. It'd get rid of a lot of credit card fraud. Let's see. Okay, here it is. Oh goodness. Okay, this is new. Here's some. It's not so much breaking news, but it is from yesterday. New York issues a do not resuscitate order for cardiac patients. That's interesting. The state of New York has ordered first responders not to resuscitate cardiac patients due to the coronavirus pandemic, meaning if a patient does not have a pulse, the health worker will not attempt CPR or other possibly life-saving procedures. Thank you, Hig1966, for subscribing. Welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here. Health Department said in a letter to workers the order is necessary during the COVID-19 response to protect the health and safety of EMS providers by limiting their exposure, conserve resources, and ensure optimal use of equipment to save the greatest number of lives. A do not resuscitate order, DNR, is a legally binding order stating that no steps will be taken to restart a patient's heart or restore breathing if the patient experiences cardiac arrest or respiratory arrest. Oh boy. I don't know how that's going to work. But you know what? Maybe they'll classify all those deaths as COVID-19 deaths too, because the hospitals do get a little bit. Now that's so cynical, and it's so. I feel bad even saying it, but the federal government right now is giving hospitals money for every COVID patient they treat, every COVID patient they put on a ventilator. It's just, and it's cynical to say that they would do that, but a lot of these states are what are they doing there? I don't even want to. I don't have evidence that they're padding the deaths, other than we do know that anyone who has test positive for COVID is likely to be, if they die, they're likely to be listed as a COVID death. Now, why is that? Is it because of they want to make sure they count everybody? I don't know. Or are they worried about, they taking in those federal dollars? And it is such a cynical thing. But damn, it is what it is. Hello, I see a new name here that I haven't seen before. Oh, yes, I have. Cairo Alexander. I'm glad you're here. And also, Hig1966, welcome to the show. I don't know if you've ever been here before, but I'm glad you're here now, and thank you for subscribing. So, all right, let's get into a couple other headlines that I had picked out today. Looks like Colorado Democrat Jarrett Polis has announced a plan to partially reopen Colorado. So apparently some Democrats are jumping into the game now too. Hello, gayest person on YouTube. Also, good morning, good Renovatio. You say it's bad to suggest, but I work with a guy whose 100-year-old grandma died of a heart attack but tested positive for Rona, so she died of Rona on paper. Yeah, I know. I've been hearing lots of stories like that. As FOE under 461, it is unenumerated. It has no static definition under. Okay, you're talking some. Print is not a proof of identity like a signature. It authenticates the card and the transaction is valid, but anyone who knows the PIN can use it much easier than faking a signature. Okay, yeah, I got you there. I'm just trying to catch up in some chat here too. Oh wow. Peter, my guess 10,000 per death. That's how much people are worth. Get a few thousand. It adds up. Well, yeah, I think it's 9,000 per every corona patient a hospital takes in because, at least, particularly if they don't have insurance, and then also I think it's something like 23,000 more if they have to go on a ventilator. It's something there. I mean, there are actual figures for that. All right. Anyway, the Colorado Democrat is jumping in on the game. Finally, there's a Democrat who's also thinking maybe it's time to open up the state. Colorado Governor Jared Polis on Monday announced that his stay-at-home order will not extend past April 26th and will allow some businesses to reopen as the country continues to combat the virus from the country that shall not be named. In his daily press briefing, Polis outlined how large workplaces will be allowed to operate at 50% capacity starting May 4th. The governor said he hopes restaurants and bars can reopen around mid-May. Retail curbside delivery, any retail that wants to do that starts immediately on April 27th, he said. He emphasized the importance of continuing social distancing after restrictions are loosened. We can't lose sight of the fact that our job isn't finished. Your job isn't finished, not by a long shot, he continued. Now, governors of Georgia, South Carolina, and Tennessee announced changes Monday that paved the way for some businesses to reopen between now and May 1st after weeks of pandemic lockdown orders. Georgia Republican Brian Kemp announced that changes will take place as soon as February 24th. A statewide mandate will allow for the reopening of businesses including fitness centers, tattoo studios, hair and nail salons, barbers, bowling alleys, massage therapy businesses on Friday if they meet social distancing measures. Now that's interesting because a lot of people are bitching, especially if you listen to the TV pundits, about how do you social distance if you're a massage therapist? Well, you don't. But let me put this, let's talk about perspective again, because that's the theme of the show. Let's talk about perspective. I'm guessing that in Georgia, a vast majority of the cases are in Atlanta. Now, Atlanta may have a bigger issue with the COVID-19 than perhaps some place like, let's say, Madison, Georgia, which is a little small town of about 4,000 people. That's about 100 miles away from Atlanta. Okay? Now, if in Madison, Georgia, someone wants to open up the hair salon or the massage parlor because they don't have any real big COVID-19 problems, I would say, okay, you have the option to open up, but you don't have to if you're scared, right? If you're scared, don't open up. If you really just don't feel good about it yet, don't open up. You don't have to. I'm just saying you can if you want to. Now, the city of Atlanta, if you're in the city of Atlanta, perhaps the mayor of Atlanta could say, I know that they're over there in Madison, Georgia, over there, 100 miles away. They're opening up some hair salons. But, here in Atlanta, we're having a little more problems. So maybe you would be more cautious about opening up your hair salon. Okay? Is that good with you? I'm just saying. Okay. That was the worst Georgia accent I could ever come up with. But anyway, so yeah, apparently it's not just Republican governors now. There's a few Democrat. In fact, I know in California, Oregon and Washington, they kind of have this little pact how they're going to try to coordinate, like what's that dude that he just died, the comedian who had the silk lined, suits that matched his socks and his shirt and stuff, and he coordinate. Well, California, California, Oregon, and Washington are going to coordinate. Oh, Cynical Lindsay, oh my PDawg, that mighty fine southern accent is giving me the vapors. Oh, well, I don't mean to give you the vapors there now. Oh, I gotta coordinate. Anyway, so, here's the thing. And I was thinking about this where I live here in Minnesota. And I was looking at our counties, where the different cases are in the counties. For example, in my county, there's about 300 cases of COVID-19. There have been 5 deaths in my county. And we're one county south of the 2 biggest counties, Ramsey and Hennepin County, which have had a vast majority of the cases. And there's some cases down in southern Minnesota. But there are like 4 contiguous counties up in northwest Minnesota that between the 4 of them don't have a single case of COVID-19. And I would just have to think that if I owned a barbershop or, I don't know, a small little gym in one of those small towns, I would imagine it's probably okay to open up that gym, right? Sorry, I couldn't say hello earlier. My cat was sitting on the keyboard. That's all right. Don't worry about that. You don't get what? Renee Mayette, Miette. You don't get pussy whipped. You whip that pussy. Okay. I'm not sure if that's a reference to Hig or something somebody else is talking about up in there. All right. More news. Let's go. In fact. Apparently, now there are plans in at least all 50 states, I think. That's what this article says, at least. Here's when all 50 states plan to reopen. If I can open the tab there. Here's when all 50 states plan to reopen as it loads up here. From the Hill, governors are beginning to announce timelines for relaxing strict measures taken to mitigate the coronavirus. Many states are dropping stay-at-home orders beginning May 1st, while several states have not yet announced to end restrictions. At the federal level, President Trump last week issued guidelines that will allow governors to take a phased and deliberate approach to reopening their individual states. Governors will be empowered to tailor an approach that meets the diverse whatever that bell is, their diverse circumstances of their own states, Trump said, and some states will be able to open up sooner than others. Health officials are warning states not to reopen businesses or allow large gatherings too quickly for fear of a resurgence of COVID-19 cases, but governors are under pressure to stimulate local economies that have been hit hard by closures. Many states planned a phased approach to reopening. There's the bell that was for the diverse. Anyway, in an effort to balance priorities. And then apparently there's opening timelines in each state. I am not going to go through this whole damn thing, but I will put this article in the chat if you want to check out when it's going to open for your state. Or if you don't live in the United States, you can figure out where your favorite, I don't know, person that you know in the United States is and figure out if their state's going to open. That quote is from Boomerang, the movie with the character that coordinates. Yes. Okay, I got it. Oh, that's right. Okay, now I got it. Yeah, that dude is funny. I can't remember his name. He just passed away. It's so sad. Anyway, all right. So, yeah, some states are figuring out when they're going to open. I put that article in the chat so you can figure out what's going on in your state if you haven't already figured that out. Now, AG, well, let's see. I'm going to skip that. AG William Barr says the DOJ may go after governors who persist with strict lockdown rules. I think that's in reference to some of the stupid rules that they've come up with. For example, the church that decided to have a drive-through service and they shut that down, and I don't know. All kinds. P is for Pavlov in PDawg. No, it's not for Pavlov. Anyway. Let's see. Our enemies have us closed down. It's not smart to believe they will open willfully. I don't think too many states can hold it off much longer. You know, the purpose of this whole shutdown wasn't to ensure that there are no more cases. And that's what they got to learn. And the people are starting to get pissed because the purpose was to flatten the curve so that hospitals and medical facilities would not get overwhelmed. And as we're seeing around the world, some places that didn't shut down aren't necessarily having any worse results than places that did shut down. It's a virus, and also we're finding that so many people have had it that never even knew they had it. Okay, the study in Iceland where they said probably half the population had it, even though only a small portion of their population ever had symptoms. The aircraft carrier, where they have had one person pass away from it, more than half the crew has the antibodies that show that you've had it, even though they only had a small number that supposedly tested positive for the disease, meaning they already had it. It's already gone. And her name Miette. We flattened that shit. Now let's go.
That's right.
All right. Good morning, Kingslayer Damocles. LOL Whipper said in the article, the protest might make her extend the order. Yeah. Stupid hoe. Now, remember that article we read yesterday in the Hill, where the bullshit article where they said that, in Kentucky, after the protest, they saw the largest surge of new cases. 100 people protested, and the surge of new cases had nothing to do with the protest. But she's using that to, well, I'm not going to call her any of those names that are similar to someone with a funny mustache, but damn, that little power goes to someone's head pretty quick now, don't it? Anyway, other headlines. Progressive governors indulged their inner despot. Oh, we'll read I'll have to read this one. This is from Front Page Magazine. Oh, guess who this is in reference to? There she is. Everyone's favorite governor of Michigan. Progressive governors indulge their inner despot. What really lurks behind their facade of concern for the people and the oppressed? Let's see. Okay, so this is by someone named Bruce Thortman, who is a Shillman Journalism Fellow at the David Horowitz Freedom Center. So he's just a right-wing nutbag, right? Is that what they'll call him for writing this? Okay, we're gonna do this one. I'm kind of just picking shit at random today, but here we go. Let's see. How's the music sound? Hang on a second here. Can you? Yeah. Okay, that's kind of mellow right now. Anyway. Poet Sylvia Plath's slur against women, that they adore a fascist, the boot in the face, the brute, is more true about progressives, with one big difference. They want to be the ones wearing the boot. Behind their facade of therapeutic concern for the people and the oppressed lies something that Vladimir Lenin was honest enough to express in 1906. The lust for power, which is totally unlimited by any laws, totally unrestrained by absolutely any rules, and based directly on force. Thankfully, those impulses so far have been checked by our constitutional order, which was created to inhibit the concentration and excesses of power that threaten citizen freedom. But as we have seen over the last century, at times of crisis, never let a good crisis go to waste, the technocratic progressives have chipped away at those constitutional guardrails and serially encroached on our freedoms. The current virus from the country that shall not be named crisis is the latest opportunity for Dems to indulge their inner despots. We've all seen the catalog of overweening unilateral diktats enforced by police power coming down from Democratic governors under the guise of enforcing social distancing. In order to slow the spread of the disease, governors have quickly violated the Bill of Rights, closing gun stores at the same time they release felons from prisons, shutting down church services while leaving liquor stores open, criminalizing the right to peaceful assembly, arbitrarily deeming some economic activities as essential, like abortion clinics and pot dispensaries, while prescribing others like buying paint or vegetable seeds. Even our freedom of movement that doesn't endanger others, such as surfing alone or playing with our children in a deserted park, has been interdicted by overzealous police. At one level, this permanent temptation to seek abuse and power is in part is a part of human nature, as both our Judeo-Christian and classical traditions recognized. The story of the fall in Genesis is about choosing power to exercise our free will as we see fit over being obedient to our Creator. Ye shall be as gods, Satan lies to Eve. The Greeks invented tragedy to make the same point about power. Success and achievement lead to hubris that makes us cross the lines defining our humanity and its limits. Instead, we believe we can be like gods and use our power to tyrannize our fellows. Hubris breeds the tyrant, as Sophocles said of Oedipus. On a more mundane level, we've all experienced the effects of power hunger, from playground bullies to arrogant bosses, from despotic teachers to power-drunk cops, from petty tyrants at the DMV to Stalinoid school administrators. But progressivism and its leftist cousins go far beyond that, all too human tendency to abuse power. It endorses an ideology predicated on the assumption that those properly trained in the human sciences can be trusted with expanded power, for their aims are the fruit not of unscientific religion, tradition, practical wisdom, or common sense, but of reason and science. As such, the progressive policies are self-evidently true and rational, and anyone who resists them are like flat earthers to be re-educated, ostracized, or if necessary, eliminated. But at least subjugated to the superior knowledge of the technocratic elite. Yes, we are fucking better than you. Of course, these ideas are diametrically opposed to those of the founders. Our Constitution reflects the truth that humans, no matter how rich or smart or well-born, are subject to the lure of power and will seek to increase their own at the expense of the rights of others. So in addition to divided government and federalism, which block the excessive concentration of power, the Bill of Rights was made part of our governing document as another check on tyranny. However, since the 1880s, progressive in theory and practice have been weakening these defenses against encroaching power. They demystified individual rights by denying that they are unalienable, given not by flawed men, but endowed by their creator and bestowed by nature and nature's God. Rather, rights are created by men to serve particular circumstances at particular times. Progressive theorist Mary Parker Follett, for example, in 1918 wrote that the individual and inalienable rights now needed to be augmented by social rights, bestowed by a government guided by the most vital trend in philosophical thought and by the latest biologists and social psychologists. These technocrats can then set to work creating all the rights we shall ever have. I'm not going to read this whole. Oh yeah, I can finish this up. Okay, I was going to say this is long as hell. Franklin Delano Roosevelt went much further in reducing and subordinating our rights to the ideology of the federal government and its managerial elite. In a 1932 campaign address, he claimed the, quote, age of enlightened administration has come, end quote, and called for the modifying and controlling of our economic units, which in turn may in some measure qualify the freedom and action of individual units within the business. 12 years later, Roosevelt turned to the expansion of, quote, rights, end quote, that government need to create to ensure equality in the pursuit of happiness. Ah, yes, the equity argument, which still flies around today quite a bit. His second Bill of Rights included everything from a useful and remunerative job to a decent home and a good education. Yes, those are all rights, according to Roosevelt. No, you gotta, if you don't work, you don't eat. That's what I'm saying. You gotta find your shelter. You gotta work to eat. But they're not rights. But anyway, achieving these utopian aims required first that the core principles of the Constitution, unalienable rights beyond the power of government, to be revised. As progressive historian Charles Beard said in 1912 in these chilling and prophetic words, quote, "The doctrine that the individual has fundamental fundamental personal and property rights, which are beyond the reach not only of the majority but the state itself, can be sustained on no other theory than that of anarchy. What? No property rights? No personal rights? Are you... what? It rests upon a notion as obsolete and indefensible as the doctrine of natural rights, he said. Beard was seconding progressive champion Herb Crowley, who in 1909 had called for an increasing amount of centralized action and responsibility, which will require we discard the strong, almost dominant tendency to regard the existing Constitution with superstitious awe. You know what? No. It's not super. I am in awe of our Constitution. I'm in awe of how they came up with that, and it seems to never mind, it seems to be spot on to me, and to shrink in horror from modifying it even in the smallest detail. Well, no, the Bill of Rights is the Bill of Rights, people, and it was prophetic as far as I'm concerned. Over the subsequent century, this ideology has fueled the expansion of the federal government at the expense of civil society and individual rights. The current woke socialists have made no secret of their demands for greater government power at the expense of individuals in order to achieve social justice and equality. Thus, it's no coincidence that many of the despotic orders coming from blue state governors target the unalienable, enumerated rights in the Constitution, such as the First and Second Amendments. What makes these assaults on our rights so dangerous is that they are consequences not just of the eternal human lust for power reflected of our flawed human nature, but of an ideology that legitimizes it, that the dangerous desire by dressing it in the lofty rhetoric of social justice and equality. Thus, tyranny is rationalized and justified by the professed boons that it will deliver, like breadlines, such as flattening the curve of coronavirus infection based on incomplete expert knowledge about the virus's lethality. Lenin, at least, was more honest about the nature of his tyranny. In 1906, he defined dictatorship as nothing other than power which is totally unlimited by any laws, totally unrestrained by absolutely any rules, and based directly on force. We need to remember the history of progressivism in America so that we understand how deeply ingrained these ideas have become. Our despotic governors are not just prey to their flawed human nature, but are legitimized by an ideology that is founded on the need to limit our unalienable rights in order to create a more just world. These dangers then are systemic and opportunistic, finding the crisis of an opening for further encroachment on our liberties and further aggrandizement of progressive power. These ideas then require a much more vigorous pushback and a more concerted effort to dismantle the deep state institutions that enforce these assaults on our freedom and autonomy. The protests in various states like Michigan, Ohio, and Kentucky against these overweening, arbitrary, and unconstitutional rules and orders perhaps signal the beginning of such a pushback by citizens. One can hope. But most important will be the presidential election in November. If we, the people, make the wrong choice then, we may lose our last chance to restore the Constitution safeguards of our freedom. All right. I wasn't going to go through that whole thing, but it got better and better as it went along. I hope it was understandable as I read it. I thought it was very good. In fact, I'm going to put that one in the chat too. If you want to go peruse that one again yourself. There you go. All right, let's I'm going to see if I can let's find a couple more headlines. I won't be so verbose on these future ones. Attorney General Barr, Attorney General Barr on the lockdowns, he says we're getting to the point where we are killing the patient. Yes, the remedy is worse than the disease, it seems to be, if they don't get off the pot and make things start to happen again. New Jersey just ordered a tulip farm to cease drive-through tours. They violate the leftist governor's social distancing edict. Oh, good God. Here it is in New Jersey. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever This is just for the chat. If you've ever been like, just, you would just go on a drive, okay? You just go on a drive because you want to go feel the wind blowing in your car or something, or you just want to get out of the house, and so you say, let's just go for a drive, okay? And you're like, hey, you know what? There's a drive-through tulip farm tour. That would be kind of nice. Or maybe it's during the holidays and you go on a holiday lights tour. Let me ask you a quick question. Now, we know that the social distancing guidelines are trying to remain at least 6 feet from somebody, right? Have you ever out there driving and all of a sudden you're within 6 feet of somebody that's not in your car? I'm thinking being in your car is a pretty good way to social distance, right? That's why I thought the rule by the Michigan governor that said you couldn't drive from one home to a second home or a cabin or whatever. It's like no one's going to get next to you while you're in your car. Anyway, New Jersey just ordered a tulip farm to cease drive-through tours. They violate left-wing governor's social distancing executive order. And this is someone who said, I pretty much agreed with mostly everything the state has done so far, but this is ridiculous. Democratic governor of New Jersey, Governor Phil Murphy, has been making quite a name for himself amid the coronavirus pandemic. Last week, Murphy told Fox News' Tucker Carlson that he wasn't thinking of the Bill of Rights when he issued an executive order banning gatherings of more than 10 people to stem the tide of COVID-19, including religious services, which resulted in multiple arrests. They arrested people over an executive order. I'm sorry.
Your life makes me sad.
We are really damned unhappy about disobedient residents, and we're going to take action, Murphy declared earlier this month, according to the Atlantic City Press. He added to the paper, there are too many people not paying attention to his order, and we've about had it. Oh, well, aren't you a little mad there, Gov? Oh, it gets better. The latest casualty in Murphy's executive order, a tulip farm. Dalton Farms in Swedesboro said in a Facebook post Sunday night that as of 7 p.m., we were ordered to cease all operations by the assistant prosecutor from the state of New Jersey. Oh my God, they got a letter. I think the state of New Jersey is kind of being a little bit of a Karen there, aren't they? At issue was Dalton Farms' popular tulip tours at its 99-acre property, the Cherry Hill Courier-Post reported, adding that the Gloucester County Prosecutor's Office ordered the shutdown because the tours violated Murphy's executive order. For those who purchased tickets for Monday through Wednesday, we will be working to refund all tickets and those. What? Why? Why? Okay, quite a few people commented on Dalton Farms' Facebook post, and they weren't pleased with the shutdown order. Here's a few examples. People can still meander around Target for non-essential items, spreading germs and putting people at risk. But I can't visit a tulip farm within the confines of my own car with my family, spreading absolutely zero germs beyond my immediate family. Makes zero sense. Thanks, Governor Murphy. Hey, that's a good one. Here's another one. I have pretty much agreed with most everything the state has done so far, but this is ridiculous. You don't even get out of the car. It's so upsetting. Yep. Here's another one. This was so well organized. It was so beautiful. Just such a stress relief. But people can line up in front of a Walmart to buy TVs. And the last one here. All you were doing was bringing people joy. Nobody was put in harm's way. Such a sin. Thank you for giving us a safe family memory. It was the only time we were out together in over a month. When this is all over, we will be back as loyal customers. Well, there you go. They deserve it. It's just stupid, some of the things they've done. Like the seeds in Michigan. But, All right. I was going to try to get in some other non-COVID news. Let's see. Trump's going to announce big deregulation moves to speed economic recovery, suspend bureaucracies. He's going to Well, here's PJ Media. I'll do this one. I think this is important. President Donald Trump will slash regulations in a bid to jumpstart the economy as COVID-19 restrictions begin to loosen around the country. The Washington Post, Jeff Stein, and Robert Costa reported earlier today that senior administration officials are planning an effort to relax rules perhaps as soon as late April, which is just days away. The reporter spoke to two people familiar with the administration official. Okay. I'm curious of what they're familiar with the. What is it? Spoke to two people familiar with the internal planning, who told them that the initiative is expected to center on suspending federal regulations for small businesses, as well as expanding an existing administration program that requires agencies to revoke 2 regulations for every new one they issue. Well, hey! I'm all for that. The changes could affect environmental policy. That's going to be the problem. There's going to be protesters over the environmental policy, labor policy, workplace safety, and healthcare, among others. I say bring it on. Okay. Okay, there'll be people bitching about that. But anyway, so good. That doesn't tell you the whole thing, but you can look that one up yourself. And then the real devastation from Chinese virus, COVID-19, a destroyed economy imposed by government panic. We'll get to that one tomorrow. Let's see. Gunfox says, check your email. Let's do a quick check. I'll do that. Let's, because I know I don't. Gunfox is so great about sending me articles, and I just run out of time. Okay. Let's check this one. I'll try to do one. Let's do this one. I probably won't be able to read this Wall Street Journal article unless it's gonna yeet me for the. No, I can't read Wall Street Journal articles, Gunfox, because I'm not a subscriber and I'm not going to. But. Oh, what? Hang on a second. Sorry, guys. This is unprofessional of me checking these while I'm in the middle of the show, but this headline really... What's the date on this? 16 hours ago. From Fox News, U.S. troops say they braved Iranian missile attack despite being warned hours earlier. A new Department of Defense report revealed that U.S. troops stationed in Iraq held their posts at Al-Assad and Erbil air bases earlier this year, despite being warned of an impending Iranian missile attack. U.S. Air Force Central Command compiled a 36-page dossier of first-hand accounts from around 80 airmen who stayed behind on the night of January 8th. An intelligence warning gave base leaders only several hours to prepare. Both bases were hit with 12 ballistic missiles that night, but no members of the military were killed, according to the report. Lieutenant Colonel Stacy Coleman, commander of the Al-Assad Air Base, said she told her flight commanders to select who would stay behind based on ability. My flight commanders were responsible for compiling a list of personnel, and I explained it needed to be divided by combat capability and then by those who believed they were emotionally equipped to endure remaining behind for a possible missile attack, she said. Coleman remained on the base and said she put her faith in God before asking for guidance. I was deciding who would live and who would die. I honestly thought anyone remaining behind would perish, she explained. I didn't believe that anyone would survive a ballistic missile attack, and it made me feel sick and helpless. Coleman added, in the end, I said a prayer and asked God to guide my actions to protect my troops. Major Jonathan Jordan, director of operations at Al-Assad Air Base, said the troops felt confident they would complete their objective. 80 stayed behind to continue the mission, 80 leaving to make sure the mission continues. He said, we trusted our flight commanders and they trusted us. So yeah, they got through that. I know they had some guys who had serious head injuries, as in some traumatic shock injuries and things like that. Wow, that's crazy that you had to make decisions like that to kind of pick who could possibly perish in an attack like that. That is pretty scary. All right, let's get into Twitter trends because it's time for me to get caught up here. Only a little behind today, though, so here we go. Let's go into the Explore tab on Twitter. Wait, before I do that, a couple more. Got a couple more notifications. Okay, so that's from Shio, and that's from... Oh! Wait, what? Okay, so... Shio sent me this because everyone, this is the new iconic photo that's probably going to get a Pulitzer for something like that. It's a wee bit ironic. He's in scrubs and she's hanging out the passenger side. Oh no. Okay, tell me if you understand the joke here. MC! What's up, my brother? How you doing? Okay, let me know if you know the joke here. It's a wee bit ironic. He's in scrubs, and she's hanging outside the passenger side of her best friend's ride, trying to holla. If you get the joke, don't make me start singing now. I don't want no scrubs. If you remember the TLC hit Scrubs, I can't do it. All right, on the Explore tab on the old Twitters. Oh, no coronavirus today. The coronavirus update is not on the header, but I'm sure there's going to be some coronavirus news in here somewhere. Here's that article about the earliest coronavirus death, and here is the coronavirus update. Total number of global cases has surpassed 2.5 million, including more than 170,000 fatalities. More than 650,000 patients are reported to have recovered. Now, the interesting thing about that is this is the first couple days in a row where there have been fewer cases worldwide than the days before. So that is a good sign, not necessarily indicative of a complete slowdown of this. It could certainly flare up more somewhere else, but that is a good sign. Spain to ease lockdown late in May. Earliest U.S. known death was in February 6th. That was the new case they found in California. In Japan, 8 babies test positive in a Japanese care facility. Saudi Arabia revises curfew for Ramadan. Interesting, tomorrow is the first day of Ramadan. I'm just wondering how many of these governors and whatnot are going to be sending police around to mosques. See if they are celebrating Ramadan without proper social distancing. I'm just saying. South Africa unveils a $26 billion rescue package. Taiwan Navy ship outbreak may threaten success against virus. South Korea plans third extra budget. China banks see surge in bad loans. Not good. U.S. cases accelerated. Singapore extends lockdown. Virus update. Well, yeah. U.S. cases accelerate? Let's see. I don't know. 19 cases. Top 2.5 million. Let's see. Or COVID-19. Okay. So anyway, those are the numbers today. Let's get into the regular Twitter trends of the day. Starting number 1 with Earth Day. Nobody's talking about Earth Day. I mentioned it in the description down below after I wrote my normal first paragraph, and then I'm like, oh yeah, it's Earth Day. Anyway, Earth Day and Earth Day 50 are 1 or 2. Let's see what the top tweets on Earth Day on my feed are. We'd like to introduce you to our good friend Recyclops. Happy Earth Day, Dunder Mifflin.
Recyclops. 5 years ago, corporate said we had to start a recycling program for Earth
Okay.
Day. So
we're a little. You know what? I'm not even going to play this because I do not need the YouTube hassle. Fuck Earth. I'm now on Team Death Star. Okay. That is funny. Paul McCartney. Sir Paul McCartney of the Beatles and the Wings And just Sir Paul McCartney says, Happy Earth Day, everyone. Let's take care of this beautiful place. Love, Paul. Hey, Paul. Great, whatever. National Geographic says, in celebration of the it's the 50th anniversary of Earth Day? In celebration of the 50th anniversary of Earth Day, our first ever flip cover explores two very different futures in 2070. Will we succeed in saving the planet? Oh my God. You narcissistic, overzealous, blooming, fucking self-absorbed, self-important asswipes. Oh, I'm sorry, did I say that out loud? Your Earth Day 2020 guide. Take this Earth quiz. Download NASA poster. See Zac Efron. What? Oh, this is the LA Times. Let's see. Let's try. Oh, I see. LA Times. Okay, read more. Where's the... I want to see if we can take the Earth Day quiz here. Should we take it live? Let's see how long it is. This is... Okay, this is not... Okay, where's the quiz? Earth Day's website... Okay, what? Don't think you'll miss out on Earth Day's 50th anniversary Wednesday because you can't go anywhere. With Americans staying home because of the coronavirus pandemic, environmental groups, agencies, and museums are bringing events to you. Earth Day should not be seen as a deadline, but rather a spark that inspires action. Yay! And it says Earth Day Network's website. It outlines ways to get involved in citizen science projects that help gather data about plastics, pollution, and air quality. Hey, by the way, did you hear that there is they've discovered a new enzyme that will break down plastic into breaks it down into a kind of a gel type compound that can be easily reused to make new plastic. I just read about that. I'll have to see if I can find that article. Hello, Fruipy's Notebook. Now, that is a name I haven't seen yet. Now, it may have been here on my day when I had 140 people and I didn't know how to even deal with that. But hey, Fruipy, if you're not, Fruipy and anyone else who happens to have strolled in, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to make sure that you get notifications. Or you can just follow me right down there. It says Twitter, mine's Gabs. You can follow me on one of those because I usually put the show on that too. Also, hello to Cal Ken L. I just noticed you in the chat also. Okay, enough of the... Okay, so anyway, there's supposed to be some... I wanted to do the Earth Day quiz. Maybe it's on the Earth Day website. Let's try that. If there's... Okay, here it is. Earth Day Challenge 2020. That's what it starts out as. Oh, God. Okay, in the immortal words of Elvis Presley and Menachem Begin, fuck it. Let's go on. Move on. Enough about Earth Day. All right. Where'd my trending go? Okay, here. Oh, no. And there, I was going to say it. Kamala Harris tweeted, "There is no planet B." Silly woman, you know there's at least 3 Planet Bs out there in the universe somewhere. Come on now. All right. Take out the space, lol.com. Okay, French Montana's trending number 3. He's some kind of rapper dude, and I really don't care. Kendrick Lamar says, "Bitch, don't kill my vibe because you know damn well you need to humble yourself because poetic justice isn't the recipe for my DNA, and I'll leave your body parts swimming in swimming pools all over this mad city." Okay, I'm not sure. Oh, I see. French Montana. I got more hits than Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar, that's what Kendrick Lamar says. After French Montana says that, I don't really give a shit because, you know, I'll worry about what I said. Okay, Earth Day at Home is trending number 4. Not doing it. Wednesday morning, I'm skipping that one too. Iranian is trending. Trump tells Navy to destroy Iranian gunboats if they harass. Okay, this is from the... Okay, let's read this article because this is deep. If they harass our ships. Okay. Donald Trump has instructed the Navy to shoot down and destroy Iranian gunboats if they harass our ships at sea. A U.S. Navy video last week shows small Iranian fast boats coming close to American warships as they operated in the northern Persian Gulf near Kuwait with U.S. Army Apache helicopters. On Wednesday, Iran's Revolutionary Guard acknowledged it had at a tense encounter with U.S. warships in the Persian Gulf, but alleged without offering evidence that American forces sparked the incident. Writing on Twitter on Wednesday, the U.S. president wrote, "I have instructed the United States Navy to shoot down and destroy any and all Iranian gunboats if they harass our ships at sea." So they're out there in speedboats. You can see the picture up here in the corner, buzzing our ships. You know what? Get the fuck away from our ships. It comes as Iran's Revolutionary Guard said it put the Islamic Republic's first military satellite into orbit, dramatically unveiling what experts describe as a secret space program with a surprise launch on Wednesday. Goodness gracious. Iran appears to have abandoned the limitations of its nuclear deal with world powers that President Donald Trump unilaterally withdrew America from in 2018. This is the Guardian now. Let's get, this is the Standard, excuse me, in London. Okay, so anyway, yeah, you know what? Stop fucking with our gunboats. Wednesday Wisdom training number 7, I'm going to skip. Percy Harvin, former Viking Percy Harvin, who was fantastic when he was a Viking, former NFL wide receiver Percy Harvin is pursuing a comeback. Okay, good luck to Percy Harvin. Today is the 50th. That's regarding Earth Day. Same with Happy 50th. Same with Mother Earth. I'm done with Earth Day. I just am. I'll celebrate Earth Day in my own way. I'll probably cook a steak on the grill tonight. Whatever. Administrative Professionals is training number 12. Is it Administrative Professionals Day too? Is it? Today is Administrative Professionals Day. All right. Okay. Let's see. They do so much for us to support our schools and work sites. Make sure you say a big thank you for all that they do to support student success. Well, hell yeah. Oh, wrong one. There's one. Thank you, Administrative Professionals. You get a big thumbs up. That's all I need to say about that one. Let's move on. 50th Earth Day. Pat Tillman is training. If you remember Pat Tillman, the former Phoenix Cardinal football player who joined the United States Army and was killed in Afghanistan. Former NFL star Pat Tillman was killed in Afghanistan on this day 16 years ago. Today we honor Pat for making the ultimate sacrifice. Thank God guys like Pat are on our side. The world could sure use a few more men like him. Yeah, sad. That whole situation was sad. He decided to join up and got killed. I think it might have been a friendly fire accident, possibly. Don't know the whole story behind it, but he was Cardinal safety, killed in Afghanistan by friendly fire on this day 16 years ago. So rest in peace, Pat Tillman, a true good American. Shoot down, that's certainly regarding to the Iranian boats on the 50th boats. Hump day. Okay, I never hang on, I gotta do something. I will click on the hump day tab, but you always have to possibly censor it, because usually there are it ain't happening today. I can't. It's just a bunch of people showing off their booties and balls and all kinds of shit. Oh wait, here's my okay, here's one. Here's our hump day, our one hump day tweet of the day. Good morning, everybody. Everyone have a wonderful, amazing, super fun, sexy spring hump day. Okay, that's okay. I'm pretty sure you never thought you'd come on the internet and see a couple turkeys fucking. Okay, and finally, at the bottom of the Twitter trends, we got Auntie French. I'm sure that has... Wait, what? What the hell is Auntie French? When I clicked on the Auntie French trend, Must be on the same drugs as Auntie French if they believe that. Okay, if you think you can put French Montana on the same category with Kendrick Lamar, I feel bad for you. Okay. And then Young Cook. Okay, that's some rapper. What do y'all call that when you start chirping at each other? Banter. That's some rapper banter that I really don't care about. All right, real quick, I'm going to check the hashtag, and then we will leave for the day. So the PDK news. If you ever want to do, have some articles ready for me, and you don't know what to do, you can put them at the PDK news hashtag, which would be hashtag. Here, let me put it on the chat. Hashtag PDK news. Okay. Oops, that's not a hashtag. That's a 3. That's PDK news. I never took a typing class in high school, so every once in a while I mess it up. Or you can send it to me. Right down there, that at PDawg Night. You can put the ad on the other side. You can send me articles via email. Although Gunfox fills up my email pretty good, and I don't always get to the email. I try though. I really do. Okay, let's see. Okay, we already talked about that one. This one was good. Bill de Blasio, his little snitch line that he set up for people violating the COVID-19 guidelines. Well, they flooded his little. He put out a little message the other day. If you see people not doing what they're supposed to be doing, you can alert this tip line, and we'll send the police right out. Yeah, a snitch line. He put up a snitch line for COVID-19. Well, unfortunately, the tip line was flooded with prank messages, obscene pictures, according to a report. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio social distancing tip line is off to a turbulent start this week as users have been flooding the service with prank messages, obscene pictures, reports say. De Blasio drew criticism the moment he announced the tip line on Saturday, in which he asked New Yorkers to inform the city government via text if they spotted people ignoring coronavirus prevention guidelines. When you see a crowd, when you see a line that's not distanced, when you see a supermarket that's too crowded, anything, you can report it right away so we can get help there and fix the problem, the Democrat said in the video message. All you've got to do is take a photo and put the location with it, and bang, send a photo like this, and we will make sure that enforcement comes right away. Yes, be a little. No, can't say it. I was going to say one of those certain type of youth. Be one of those, those types of youth. Guy with a funny mustache. Anyway, well, apparently, people have been sending dick pics to the tip line and obscene photos, and basically been sending him porn, which is hilarious because, I can't say, pretend that Bill de Blasio's name, pretend his name is China, and then think
China is asshole.
There you go. All right. What else do we got on the old PDQ here? Joe Biden vows to increase the number of immigrants in the USA. Well, just as Donald Trump has a 60-day moratorium. Remember, now look, big hubbub. Trump announces that they're going to have a moratorium on all immigration in the United States, right? And boy, the Democrats lost their shit. It's so xenophobic and racist, blah, 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 you dictator, you blah, 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 you Mussolini, blah, 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 blah. Well, the caveat is it's a 60-day moratorium on immigration. All these people are, having a conniption fit over a 60-day moratorium, saying that, perhaps it would behoove us to not have a lot of new travel to the United States. And perhaps as Americans are trying to get back to work, we don't need people coming from other parts of the world trying to get that work before they get to their new work or get back to work or whatever, right? It's 80% of the public agrees with the idea. And it's a 60-day moratorium, which could be expanded later. But I digress. Well, apparently, Joe Biden because Trump said one thing, Joe Biden clearly has to say something else. He vows to increase the number of immigrants in the U.S. Democratic hopeful Joe Biden promises Iowa voters, if he's elected, there will be a flood of immigrants in the United States. Where's the article? What the hell? Oh, this is just what? Oh, this is okay. The article. Oh, okay. For some reason, the article's not there. I don't know what this means, but that's interesting. If Trump says the sky is blue, the Washington Post will say that is a lie. The sky is actually aqua. Anyway, New York issues do not resuscitate order. We just did that one. Confirmed. Oh, this is interesting too. Apparently, some hackers, hackers strike and leak Bill Gates, WHO, WHO, and Wuhan lab emails. This is from something called Fort Russ. Checking your FRN has confirmed reports that hackers have successfully hacked accounts belonging to Bill Gates, the WHO, and a lab in Wuhan believed to be the location researching coronaviruses that received funding from Dr. Fauci. The event appears to have taken place on or about April 20th. Netizens have taken to activism, and people are logging in via SSH and downloading the contents of these hacks. This means that many people will be combing through the hacked documents with a fine-tooth comb. Hackers apparently looking for the truth behind the coronavirus outbreak have allegedly hacked the Organization of Health from the World and the Wuhan Biolab and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. A set of huge databases containing usernames and passwords has also been leaked. What were they looking for? Many are speculating that the Gates Foundation is linked to the research gain of function. This describes a function where scientists add deadly features to a virus. It was outlawed in the US back in 2015 by a moratorium, and research was all migrated to Wuhan. Oh, where FRN reported, or whereas FRN reported, Dr. Fauci funneled nearly $4 million to complete his research. Wow, I did not hear about this shit. COVID-19 was ostensibly made in... No, don't say that. I'm not going to say that because that's not going to be confirmed. They're saying that it could have been made in that place where that they're talking about. French Nobel Prize winning scientist Luc Montagnier is publicly alleging that this is the case. According to him, there's no possibility of this virus occurring naturally. Okay, well that's interesting. I'll go ahead and I'm going to put this. I'll put this in the chat too. Copy and paste. So if you want to read that one yourself, that's pretty interesting. Oh, it's too long. It's way too long for the username. Okay, never mind. I can't do it. In the immortal words of Genghis Khan, fuck it. All right. I already used that joke one today, but joke once a day, but it's still gonna get a. All right. Let's see. Anything else in the hashtag that I want to check out here? Oh, yeah. Judicial Watch. Bold. Now, this is interesting. There are a couple different... I've been seeing conflicting articles regarding hydrochloroquine. There's one study that had 328 people that said it didn't have an effect, and actually more people that took it died that did not. But Judicial Watch has one here, and I haven't seen it, saying Trump's bold gamble on hydroxychloroquine appears to be paying off. Medical professionals in New York tell Judicial Watch that doctors battling the pandemic are increasingly reporting benefits from the drug. There's a look. When I first talked about this way back when, and I happened to highlight the first person I heard talking about it before Trump ever mentioned it. I said, great, let's take a look at it, study it. If it works, great, hopefully. And I don't know anything about this. And there are majorly conflicting stories about this. Now, one of the problems here is some people studying this have an agenda that may conflict with... Well, and maybe there possibly more than one person has an agenda that could conflict with a certain Well, for a certain person to allowed to be correct. I'm trying. See how fucking politically correct I'm trying to be here? Actually, I'm just being careful because Susan Wojcicki, the president of YouTube, I don't want her to hear me right now. And I know Susan, I know you watch the show, and I'm telling you, I'm trying to be careful to not give misinformation as according to YouTube. Let's just say there are conflicting studies. Some are saying that it's doing well, and some people say it doesn't work. I just hope that there's a way you can help people. That's my biggest worry when it comes to this and other possible therapeutic drugs helping with this thing that we're dealing with. Yes, Susan Wojcicki is asshole. Oh yeah, then also Judicial Watch announced it served a subpoena authorized by a DC federal court on Google to produce all Clinton emails from a Google account believed to contain former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's emails. They think they found an account where she was backing up all her emails on fucking Google. So Judicial Watch, who are just bulldogs when it comes to this kind of shit, they file lawsuits and they win a lot. They win a lot of suits. They've won a suit that's going to force Hillary Clinton to testify under oath, which she never did during the entire scandal, which is amazing that she never had to testify under oath. Well, now she's going to have to testify under oath. Now she's trying to fight that again. But anyway, now they also think they have found a place where some of her emails were backed up via Google. Oh my God. Skookum sent me one here. Muskogee man charged after allegedly stealing an SUV. Oh my God. Jamie Lee Curtis. She's lost her damn mind. Muskogee man charged after allegedly stealing SUV, storming into store naked. Are you sure this isn't a Florida man story? But Muskogee, that's Oklahoma, right? Anyway, Jeffrey Earl Ross of Muskogee is charged with 2 felonies and a misdemeanor after an incident that allegedly occurred on April 5th at the Come and Go convenience store. Come and Go, that's Midwest. Could that be in Iowa? You ever in the Midwest? There's now I'm sure I threw you all off there. Yes, there are convenience stores in the Midwest, particularly in Iowa. They are called Come and Go. Yes, they are. I swear to God. Come and Go. And then there's their sister stores called Hit It and Quit It. And anyway, he at the Come and Go convenience store at 76 East Peak Boulevard, according to documents filed in the case. Police say Ross stole a GMC Jimmy from a Cherokee Drive residence and then wrecked the SUV in the culvert near the store around 4:30 in the morning on April 5th. Ross then is alleged to have entered the convenience store with no clothes on, making contact with the clerk. Oh, I don't want to hear about that contact. Was that consensual? Anyway, who asked him to leave the store. Once outside the store, the police arrested Ross, where they said he muttered several times that he was under the influence of methamphetamine. Oh, really?
Your life makes me sad.
Ross received a 10-year suspended sentence in 2012 for possession of a controlled and dangerous substance in the presence of a minor. So there you go. All right, and then the last one here. Oh, there's a couple here. Oh, fucking Gretchen Whitmer, whatever the hell her name is. In World War II, there weren't people lining up at the Capitol. Okay, we did that yesterday anyway. Jamie Lee Curtis tells women to kill their babies. What? Okay, is this... you know what? Okay, this is life news. I generally don't do abortion news on my show. It's so controversial, and my position on it is so weird and nuanced, and I think it should be legal, but I think there needs to be some restrictions on times and dates. And that's not an argument I want to get into. So we're just going to go with that. See what happens when cheeseheads come and go. Anyway, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta call it a day, but I hope that I was somewhat entertaining to you today on the Morning Night Live. Yes, we are here Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, 2 p.m. GMT, although I got a feeling on some Mondays the show may have to start closer to 9:30, only because they've kind of changed the structure of my work, and so Mondays I don't always get out early enough necessarily start on time, but it should still be near 9, so all you got to do is watch for the notifications, check your Twitter or whatever, and we'll be able to tell you there. But for the most part, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, 2 p.m. GMT for my friends from around the world that don't necessarily live in our time zones. And before you go, if you haven't done so already, I see 26 likes, but there's 50 of you still here. Okay, I know some people came and left, but there's 50 of you still here, so make sure you hit the like button before you go if you really like what we do. If it was fun, or except for Duck Dog, you got that one dislike every day from Duck Dog, but that's a thing between me and Duck Dog. Don't y'all try joining in on that. Stick with the like button, the thumbs up. And finally, if you would be so kind, share this stream before, during, after. If you're watching a replay, share it. I don't care what time of the day. Share the stream. We're still trying to grow. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before July. Now, even though my July trip that we were planning has been altered, so to speak, because our family reunion has been canceled, Lady Boomer and I are still going to do a trip where we will do the live stream on the road. And if you've never experienced a live stream with Lady Boomer and I in the car, oh boy, just it will be very fun. But I can't do it anymore because I don't have 1,000 subscribers because they changed the rules since the last time we did that. But so you guys can help me by hitting the share button, share the stream out, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell people at other streams to come see PDawg in the mornings if they're available. And finally, if you'd like to help us financially as with donations or tips or whatever you'd like to call it, the tip jar is always open at pdawgnight.live. That right there, that website there, that is my Streamlabs link for donations and super chats. And super chats I'll read on the air. If you do just one off hours, I'll read it the next day. And if you're watching this on replay, please be sure to leave a comment in the comment section so that I know you're here. That's it for today, people. I appreciate you all being here. Thanks for all the new people who just joined us in the last week or two. Makes it a lot more fun with a very lively chat, and you guys are definitely lively. Have a fantastic day. My name is PDawg Knight, and I am out of here. Bye-bye. Hey, this is PDawg Knight, and thank you for watching today on the PDawg Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterward so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through the Streamlabs link, which is also in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawg Knight, and I'm out of here.